Islam questions and answers. Question 1. How would you describe the faith of Islam, the most important guidelines to follow? It is the way of the prophets and the elect of human beings since our father Adam through our father Abraham, then Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad, upon them blessings and peace, consisting in true worship of our Creator and excellent living and dying until we return to our Lord, the Creator, Allah, and enter everlasting life, in which this life forms less than a drop in the ocean, away the formal description of which is belief in the one God alone, without partner, son, or spouse, in the angels, the divine books, the prophets and messengers, the day of the resurrection and judgment, and the foreordained divine decree that includes both good and evil, and praying the 5 prayers in their appointed times every 24 hours, remitting the poor due, fasting the month of Ramadan, and performing, if physically and monetarily able, the pilgrimage to Mecca. Question 2. I have read that Islam believes that the God of the Jews and Christians is the same God of the Muslims. Is that a correct statement? And that Muhammad was the last and final prophet of God, the blessings and peace of Allah on the prophet, correcting misleading concepts in the above religions. So then all 3 religions are from the same origin? All 3 dispensations are indeed from the same divine origin, and we believe that religion is one, just as God is one, the same one that sent all the prophets and whose basic message does not change. Question 3. What would you say is the relationship of Islam to Judaism and Christianity today? Islam is the unadulterated form of their message, but addressed to all creation, a universal last testament. Question 4. I recently traveled to Israel and Egypt and felt the Middle Eastern tension for myself. There are so many political issues with the state of Palestine and Israel. Is the root of the conflict primarily religious? No, more for the Zionists than for those who they have been plundering, oppressing, and killing mercilessly since that conflict began. Question 6. It seems as though there is a real hatred towards the Jews. Is that true? More so than towards Christians. Why? There is no hatred towards the Jews and Christians, but hatred towards injustice and oppression. Hence, expressions as those attributed to Jesus in the Gospel, such as whitened sepulchre and rays of vipers, to characterize attitude that ultimately stem from satanic pride, and which are also excoriated in other divine admonitions, including the Psalms and the Quran. The reason why the latter describes the Christians as generally closer to the truth is only insofar as they tend to be more devoid of the trait. Further, they reject only one of the prophets of God, Muhammad, while the others rejects 2, Jesus and Muhammad. Question 7. What is the greatest hindrance holding Islam back from advancing? How can this barrier be removed? It is advancing by the grace of God despite any appearance to the contrary. The ending has already been written, and it is to the honor and glory of God and His prophets. Let the enemies try what they may.